A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that has ignited a political firestorm, President Donald Trump has threatened to deploy National Guard troops to Baltimore, Maryland, as part of his crackdown on crime and immigration in Democratic strongholds. This announcement comes on the heels of his recent actions in Washington, D.C., where he sent National Guard personnel to the streets, a decision that has drawn significant criticism from various political leaders. Trump's rhetoric has painted cities like Baltimore as out of control and crime-ridden, a characterization that has been met with fierce resistance from Democratic officials, particularly Maryland Governor Wes Moore. On August 24, 2025, Trump took to his Truth Social platform to express his willingness to send in the troops if Governor Moore requires assistance, likening the situation to his earlier deployment of nearly 5,000 troops to Los Angeles to quell protests against immigration enforcement. If Wes Moore needs help, like Gavin Newsom did in LA, I will send in the troops, which is being done in nearby DC, and quickly clean up the crime, Trump stated, using a derogatory nickname for the California governor. The tension between Trump and Moore escalated dramatically this week, particularly after Moore criticized Trump's provocative suggestion of deploying troops in Maryland. Moore invited Trump to walk the streets of Baltimore with him to counter what he termed this blissful ignorance, these tropes, and these 1980 scare tactics used by the president. In a playful jab, Moore suggested, "Hey Donald, we can get you a golf cart if that makes things easier," highlighting the age difference between the two politicians. In response, Trump dismissed the invitation, stating he would prefer that Moore address the crime issue in Baltimore before he visits. The governor has pointed out that Maryland's homicide rate has dropped by over 20% since he took office, asserting that the last time it was this low, he was not even born. As the national conversation around crime and policing continues, the deployment of National Guard troops to Baltimore and potentially other cities like Chicago and New York has raised questions about the federal government's role in local law enforcement. Critics argue that such actions represent an overreach of federal power and a disturbing trend towards militarization of police forces in urban areas. The Pentagon has remained tight-lipped about the potential deployment of troops to Chicago, which has also been mentioned by Trump as a city in need of federal intervention. This uncertainty has only added to the growing tensions between state and federal authorities, particularly in areas where Democratic leaders are at odds with the Republican administration. The political implications of Trump's threats are significant, especially as the nation gears up for the 2024 presidential election. With many Americans already expressing strong disapproval of Trump's policies, this latest move could galvanize opposition and mobilize voters who are concerned about civil liberties and the balance of power between state and federal governments. As the situation unfolds, it is clear that the stakes are high for both Trump and Moore, as well as for the residents of Baltimore and other cities potentially affected by these military deployments. The coming weeks will likely see increased scrutiny of the administration's approach to crime and policing, as well as a renewed debate over the role of the National Guard in domestic affairs. With both sides entrenched in their positions, the political landscape is set for a tumultuous period ahead, as the nation grapples with the implications of federal intervention in local governance and law enforcement. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.